Aloha and welcome to Dress to Kill, your favorite fashion in action movie podcast. Today, aloha! We've baked the intro in because we're going to go straight into it. We're talking again about Austin Powers. This is the second Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. And surprise, we're doing all three Austin Powers because this is the end of our season. So we're ending out our season with all the fun, light, jovial comedy for y'all. So enjoy. Next week, you'll have the third. And we have a special guest.
Oh, really? Who?
I don't know. Our special guest is our friend from childhood who is also, we always talk about how we met when we were 10. We grew up together. We love fashion. Well, wait, should I call you Sharif or Chris? Sharif.
Sharif.
Dang, childhood comes through.
After Omar Sharif. A great Egyptian actor.
The actual appropriate name. Let me call you by your actual appropriate name. Sharif is here with us, and he was also there with us, but he's from a different grade, so that means he's a loser. I'm just kidding.
Whoa!
Ouch, shots fired.
I will walk myself out.
I just realized halfway through that sentence, like, I didn't need to say that he's in a different grade, but you know, like, when you're in grade school, that's a big differentiator. Like, you've got to mention it.
He's a loser.
It's no longer relevant. We've all continued to be friends, obviously, after school, grade school and high school, so we're all good. Chris, will you introduce yourself and what you do a little? Or I can if you're weird about that.
Super weird about it. I am a product designer, so I design websites and apps, software, and I'm obsessed with travel, and so I've spent the last 10 years obsessively figuring out how I can work from anywhere and do the kinds of projects and design the kinds of tools and technology that I'd love doing, and I'm kind of figuring it out.
And he's wonderful, and he has such a good aesthetic eye, which is a big reason why we have him on the pod. Not to mention, I think we all love comedy movies.
I'm a bit of an ignoramus. Is that it?
Ignoramus?
Yeah, I've never used that word in my life.
Maybe.
With fashion, but I am huge into design, architecture, and photography, film. So.
Well, we love that.
Yeah.
We love having unique perspectives. We love it when people are like, "What are you talking about? That dress?"
I'm so happy you're here too. We haven't talked in so long.
I know.
And
it's been too long.
And I'm so excited to talk about this movie with the both of you because it's like straight up our childhood era, 1999.
It really was.
I remember this movie so well. So nostalgic. Yeah. I was just listening to Lenny Kravitz, American Woman, before we started.
When you first said Lenny Kravitz, I was like, what? Does he have a podcast or something? What do you mean? Why would you listen to Lenny Kravitz? But you're right. It's that song. It's the song of the movie.
Yeah, exactly. She's even, Heather Graham's in the music video. I forgot.
Really? Oh, I didn't remember that.
Nice.
Oh, we should also mention that we're in, Chris and I, Sharif, oh my God.
I know.
So I also go by Chris.
Yeah. You know, I'll do my best.
I know it's going to be hard for me. I know I'm going to say Chris. So just be prepared. But
I know.
I'm prepared. I'm ready for it.
Our special guest.
I have so many friends that went by like an abbreviated nickname that that they don't go by anymore, that they're embarrassed by, and I ruin it every single time.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's literally hard for me too. Like, I don't respond. Sometimes, like, people will be like, Sharif, and I'll be like, just looking the other way because I still respond to Chris, but most people know me as Sharif now.
Yeah. But we're in Hawaii. Sharif and I are in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Where we grew up, bingo, on the bingo card, we're mentioning Hawaii again.
Every single time.
Hence the aloha. Yeah. So
1999, Austin Powers, Spy Who Shagged Me. This is the second one of the franchise. And the costumes were done again by Deena Appel, who did the ones for the first one. Let's say Apple. I like it that way.
Deena Appel.
Appel. I don't know how to pronounce it, but yes. And she did all the costumes from the first one to the last one. So she's hardcore, like a core part of the Austin Powers aesthetic and bringing the vision together. And for this one, it was set in 1969, most of it. So she was inspired by George Harrison, Mick Jagger, and designers like Paco Rabanne and Rudy Gernreich, who I just learned the name of for the first time, but he did a lot of like the op art style fashion that was a little more avant-garde and bold with colors and graphic design.
Wait, did you say op art?
Of the six,
or
yeah,
pop
like
art?
Optical.
Oh, what is op art? I've never heard of this.
Yeah, it's like that 60s and late 60s style optical illusion art.
Is it sort of like psychedelic? Like they're trying to be like, look at this when you have on acid.
Yeah.
Sure.
Acid. Yeah, probably. I'm sure.
When you're wearing your acid, look at this.
I imagine like, you know, the woman, the Spits or Swallows lady.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
In,
that dress.
yeah, like her dress that's like black and white and you know, kind of spirally. Yeah, that aesthetic was a lot of what was inspired her for the costuming of this movie. So yeah, you see a lot of that late 60s trends like crochet dresses on Heather Graham, long sleeves, short mini skirts, knee-high over the knee boots, you know, platforms, all that. I love this era so much. Like all that stuff that I love.
I was gonna say, I feel like this is an aesthetic that you and I love.
Well, this film is kind of a dream for a costume designer, because you're dealing with like this silly time travel thing, and so you're able to just like pick and choose these like really different eras and different times, and you can like really sort of lean into like the aesthetic of those eras.
Yeah, and it's the whole thing is a joke. Like you're making fun of a series that already exists, so you can like push it real good.
Yeah.
Yes.
And all the Austins sort of like, break the fourth wall. Like they're super self-aware, try and be sort of super cheeky.
Yes.
Indeed.
I know. It's so funny. Like the part, I don't think I haven't watched this movie since I was probably a kid.
Same.
No, maybe like high school, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah, maybe
so
high school for me.
maybe college, but definitely high school. So I didn't pick up on the part where he goes back in time and his teeth like go bad again. It's like before he got them fixed. Yeah. He looks at himself in the rearview mirror and it breaks the mirror. And it's like, that's amazing. I love it. The self-awareness is perfect.
Yeah. Okay, well, we can just say off the bat if we like this. I mean, I love this series. Overall, I loved the movie. I thought it was so fun. It definitely made me laugh. It made me laugh in a way that I wish more movies nowadays made me laugh. Totally. Like, I love different types of comedy, but we're really missing this comedy that's just let you laugh. Just
very light.
That's it. Not have to think about stuff too much. Just be able to enjoy it and to escape, you know, heaviness,
silly sexual innuendos, and like, everything's an innuendo. Like everything is sort of like, very childish humor, but like just like actual playful fun.
Yeah, and actors like Michael Meyers who can pull that off. Like he's really. Yeah. I should say Mike Meyers because Michael Myers sounds more like the.
He goes by Mike Myers.
All right, so Mike Myers, who are just like. He's so talented. He's so good at that. Like you see him doing this on screen and you're like, oh my God. Yeah, no one else could be doing this. Like you are so good. Like I miss having comedians like that who just do something so well that you're like, you just bring a light to this planet that I love.
Yeah. The only other person that you can think of who can pull off what he does is like Eddie Murphy with like the characters.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
It's like, it's that, you know, like they really go all in and they
Robin Williams, but it's different.
It's different.
But he can do his version for sure, which is a masterpiece. Like that's not a shot
of
at
play and
Yeah. He embodies it and
Wow. Okay, I miss it. I love it. Let's have more. Whoever's listening that makes movies, please.
Yeah, exactly. No, what you said about like the humor is so true. And even in the clothes, actually, the costume designer talked about how there's this quote. She said how back then there wasn't an issue of practicality, so no one cared about like about what you were wearing. They just wanted to dress up and have fun, you know?
I love
that. Yes, she said it was about having a sense of humor, which sometimes we don't have anymore in clothes. And same with the movies, you know.
I feel like as we're having this like 2000s style kind of cycle back at the moment, we're having more of that like joy just to be playful, just to be joyful sense come into fashion again. It might just be for a blip, but I'm like loving it desperately.
That is a good point to call out actually, because think about like we're coming out of this thing. Everyone keeps talking about like everyone's making jokes about how like everyone just wears like Zoom clothes now, coming out of the pandemic, and it's like, like that's the fashion, is like we're all sort of in pajamas all the time, and this is sort of the other side of it. It's like it's meant to be worn for play, to be seen, to like be expression, like it's not necessarily like supposed to be the most comfortable or practical. That's a really good call out.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, I love that we're kind of heading in that direction. I feel like these movies are really an appropriate thing to do, because I think we're at the cycle in fashion where those styles are what's coming back. Like if you look at Urban Outfitters right now, which I feel like is just a good snapshot of what's popular, like they just make what will sell, right? You see a lot of clothes that look so similar to this. There are so many like mini skirt, long sleeve top, rompers, collared stuff that's in this 70s, 60s print.
Right.
That's like that's like what people are purchasing right now. So it's really timely that we cover this movie.
I love it.
So my first, we say this every freaking time, especially when we talk about Millennium era clothes, but of course it was so hard. Duh, it was so hard.
Okay.
So I went jovial with it, and I was just like, pick them on a whim. So my first pick is Heather Graham's staple opening the movie, her scene of the movie, jumpsuit, her little romper.
So this is Austin Powers goes back in time.
He goes to the 1969.
And he lands in like a party.
Yeah. And
where everyone's dancing.
She comes out and she's in that collared.
Yeah.
I'll pull up a picture. That collared romper with
the
high
iconic
boots, shorts.
Mm-hmm.
The kid.
This is her reveal.
Yeah.
It's suede, right? I think blue suede.
I believe so.
Yes.
This it looks a little fuzzy
number one
almost.
Also.
Yeah. Oh, this is your number one too.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Do you know what's funny about my number one?
Perfect. It's
is
so
this
cute.
your number one?
No, it's the girls behind. It's her like Charlie's Angel girls.
That's what I was just gonna say. I was gonna say my close second is the girls behind her, because I just couldn't see them well enough, but I think I like them more.
I love the sort of like they're like they're like like they're subdued, but they're all sort of matching. They're behind her and they're sort of following her.
Yeah.
They've like have her back. It's awesome.
The reason I went with the jumpsuit instead of the behind girls, for me, is just that I thought while watching the movie, it looked like the behind girls were wearing skirts that like tie at the top. But in the pictures, it looks more like it's shorts. And that's why I went with hers, because I'd rather have a romper than a shorts and a top at that cut. But if it was skirts, or if some of them are skirts and I can't tell, I would have gone with the behind girls instead.
For me, it's because she has the sleeves. So
the
I like
sleeves are
hers
cute.
better.
Oh.
Yeah, I like a long sleeve, short deal. And then the high boots, of course.
Yeah.
So cute. Hers are the ones that are over the knees, so love it.
Yeah.
Cute.
So what did it for me was
the only thing.
Oh, sorry. What?
Oh, no, sorry. I was just going to say the only thing is she has a butterfly embroidery on the side of the boots, which I'm not a huge fan.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's
I thought they were hearts. I agree. At first glance, it looks like hearts. And then I read somewhere that they're butterfly embroidery. So I was like, less cool. But still looks great from the front and the back.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the sort of like monochrome, like it's all red for the backup girls. Yeah. And it's kind of this funny sort of, I don't know, Charlie's Angels vibe. But so all three of them will have like a similar outfit. It's different than hers. And then super high boots. And then the like the gold hoops holding together like the top.
Is it holding it together?
And
it
and like the well like the top of it, like
the like lacy part of the top.
But the neck, and then also the skirt or the shorts, whatever that is. There's also the hoops there, and it's great.
Cute.
And there's like
details.
They did like the like Diversity America.
You're pulling out
with the
calls
backup
and details that most of us girls are not even pulling out on this podcast. Like you chose the right person for this movie. I'm impressed. You're like, I don't know fashion. Come now, this is wonderful. Ugh, I love it.
Yeah, it was great.
I don't know if she's wearing that necklace in this, but that necklace she has with the really big like female symbol. I love that necklace. It's so cute.
Me too.
Yeah, she looks super cool.
The little choker.
So she remember that. So there's that moment where she does the like sign language to the girls.
Yeah.
And then they like they like swing down and like block the other girl. And they do
with
these,
the
like,
straddle split.
Weird, they straddle her.
I was laughing out loud so hard. I love it. And do you know, I choreographed a bit of that straddle split
Did
thing
you really?
with a girl like holding the other person in place for our high school. Do you remember, Lou, our high school play? We did a 1920s kind of play, and I choreographed this number for the intermission. That was really simple. We went to a really small school, and there was just 3 of us. You, me, and our friend Sky were going to perform it. But I got so into it, I choreographed something that was like 7 minutes long. And it was like, guys, we didn't even have time to learn that before the thing. So I cut it down to like just the first, like 3 minutes instead. But that's what the second half of it was. I only showed it to you like once or twice. I don't know if you remember. But I had someone do a split like that up in the air. And then we had a little interaction with someone behind and someone in front.
This movie has inspired us all in
really has.
Really
ways.
Has. I didn't even remember that happened. It must have been in my subconscious. Yeah. Oh, love it. Okay. Should we do our next?
So Chris, that was your number one, or the backup girls were your number one, right?
Backup girls number one.
So, we love girl gangs. We talk about girl gangs in these Bond movies all the time. Mm-hmm. So cute.
I support it.
Especially the clothes, because they're always like matching.
Yeah.
Matching.
I know.
Okay, second one. Okay, I'll go first again, because that's been what we're doing. My second look is Heather Graham's orange knit dress.
The one that she does the dancing in.
The one that she does the dancing in. Let me pull up a pic for us.
Yes. Also iconic. Cute.
And
Wow.
I don't know. I'm obsessed with it.
So it's almost, is that mesh?
Sleeves.
What would you call that?
It's knit. It's like a loose knit. Right, Lou? Or you tell me. You're
like
the expert. Adumacha.
Yeah, hold on. I'm actually taking a close look. I would call it open work knit, or maybe it's crochet. But I think just like a knit.
So you can like sort of like see through, like you could see her skin on her stomach and her arms, and then like
it covers the boobies and like a miniest mini skirt area of flesh around her butt and the genie.
Right.
It's super cute, and I love it's such a key costume in like the movie. She wears it for a lot of, I think, like
that scene is
a couple
just,
scenes.
Yeah, and well, you know what? Actually, speaking of, because she wears it, and then they go and don't have sex, and she's changed when they go to do the don't have sex scene, and then he runs into her again the next day, and they're wearing these same outfits. I always wondered if they had a cutting room floor incident there, because they shouldn't be in the same outfits the next day. Like, they both went home respectively. This movie is not about repeating outfits. I feel like it's something that was all the same day, and then they shifted things around. And they're like, oh, move this scene here, move this scene here. Okay, we'll do it like this.
Right.
I think it was one of those
moments. This movie is not about repeating outfits.
This movie is like play. It's not like, well, it's normal for us to, this is all we packed. Like, no, the movie's not like that.
So set the scene. It was like they go back. He starts in, like, Dr. Evil starts in space, and then they basically like the plan is to like steal Austin Powers' mojo.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
And
he does.
The whole premise is like they goes back in time, steals his mojo, and so that's why he can't have sex with her.
So Austin Powers is like, oh my God, I don't have my mojo. I can't try to have sex with you. I'm not going to tell you why. And she's like, oh my God, but I want to have sex with you. Why don't you want to have sex with me? What's wrong with me? I'm leaving. And that's
yeah.
And then she gets a call to go and infiltrate the character whose name I want to refuse to say, Fat Bastard. There it is, once and done for me. And put a tracker in his anal cavity.
Right. To track
by any means necessary. Yes.
Yeah. They like the characters in this film, I think, are like the most sort of famous and quoted and like referenced characters in all of Austin Powers. Like,
could be.
You know, like,
well, some of the characters carry over, so it's hard to say that it's from this film. But
true.
You know, Fat Bastard, yeah.
Right, Mini Me
was very quoted. Mini Me was
Bastard.
very quoted.
Oh yeah, Mini Me was this one. Yep. Mm-hmm.
You're so right. A lot of this movie, when I watched it, I heard the lines before the character spoke them, because I was just like, oh yeah, that's that line that everybody said.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
After this came out, that was the line that we didn't really use the internet in that way, but instead it was word of mouth after seeing movies and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
And that made me feel kind of shameful and shitty.
Why?
Because shall I say, the only flaw I feel, well, I don't know, there could be some flaws, but the major flaw I see in this movie, the first one, I just thought the whole thing was wonderful, loved it, great. This one, I feel like the fat bastard character did not age well and is very fat shaming. Yeah. And that's the only part that I'm like, okay. And I was surprised because, you know, the last Austin Powers really aged well. I was like, oh yeah, this one will be great too. And then we watched this and I'm like, I think, no.
I agree. I totally agree.
Don't you think though, like the way that these films sort of are so silly and playful and childlike, don't you think they can, like, they get away with some sort of a little bit of like racial stereotypes because it's sort of like it's more mocking the stereotype than it is making the stereotype in a way? Totally.
I think there's a big space for that, but I think like this movie couldn't be this way today. I think it's too much, and it's
specifically with the fat
and
thing.
Too many of those moments with Fat Bastard are like a little too directly fat shaming. Like, I think there's a way to make fun of the thing that would have been done differently today.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just some jokes that are like cheap.
Yeah, and the ones that are just like, well, it's because he's heavy that he's like a thing, and making him, there's like a fine line between making him be gross because he's a gross guy and then making him be gross because he's heavier.
That's very true.
Which is like, which line works, and some work, some don't.
The ones that worked is when he was trying to eat
babies.
mini-me and babies.
Like a guy who's obsessed with eating
fucking
babies.
Hilarious.
Yeah. And there were a few moments also where they kind of seem to blame, like, well, he just eats too much and that's why he's fat. And there's like a subtext there that like, yeah, but that's kind of the rhetoric that a lot of fat shaming is based off of. Like, well, you should just be thinner and just not eat as much, when for a lot of people, like, their bodies are different. And not to mention, we have an incredibly unhealthy food supply. So if that were it, that would, you know, that makes a big differences too.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't mean this to take up the whole podcast. I loved the movie. That part was the only issue I had.
No, I feel that.
Yeah, I think definitely some lines Heather Graham says at the end and stuff too is unnecessary, and that's when it felt cringy. But overall, I think the rest of the story is still hilarious. Yeah, and the first one I still love more. The first one I think is definitely better. But when I was a kid, I loved this one because of a lot of the fashion that just was ingrained in my brain.
Yeah, like, and Heather Graham is like breathtaking. Like, you see her in this and you can't stop staring at her. I'm like, I know. What is the Veronica from the last movie? Why can't I think of her name?
Oh, Elizabeth Hurley?
Elizabeth Hurley is gorgeous, but like Heather Graham, like, I felt like glued to the screen.
Yeah.
She did this character so perfectly too. Yeah, she sparkled.
I have a critique of her though.
Go, baby.
So, the one, like, she's stunning, but I did feel like I wouldn't have gone in the direction of like, she's like a CIA agent. She's like, this is like America working with Austin Powers, like the British, but like, I don't like, she had a little bit, I think this was written for her, so it's not her fault, but like she had a little bit of this sort of like play dumb to be cute thing going on.
Definitely.
And I find that generally annoying.
We just talked about this, and I love hearing a man point out that it's annoying that girls, in most cases, have to play dumb in a lot of circumstances, and that it would be wonderful for women to be able to be their smart, full selves. Right. Completely agree. I think in this movie, it's just...
It was written for her.
It's part of the parody of it for me, so I don't mind it. But
she was written to be sort of like play dumb to be cute kind of a thing. It was like sort of like the dumb blonde thing. Yeah, I found that a little bit annoying for her character, because this is like the American CIA. She's supposed to be badass, and like she is absolutely stunning, but like that kind of annoyed me. It could I thought it could have been way cooler if she was just like
let herself be as smart as she was.
Yeah.
But also you didn't see it after having seen the first one. In the first one, our female lead is like so smart and above it all. She's just like, this is below me, Austin.
That's part
She's
of it.
the straight character. Yeah. So I think they wanted to just have something felt different in this one. And in this one, she's like obsessed with sex, as compared to in the last one, the female lead was like, I'm not going to sleep with you.
Right.
So I think it was more contrast. But yeah, Lou, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I thought that just because they were playing it up like she's looked up to Austin and she's wanted to be him, and like it's like she became a spy because of him kind of stuff.
Right.
I love that part, but then they really did was kind of just make the female version of him, and like it was just it felt like that was it, like you were saying, Chris, kind of cheap for like the other stuff. I thought they could have just done it a little bit better, but that's also why I think the first one, the story and everything, and the interaction between Veronica, was that her name? Veronica?
It starts with a V. We all know I'm bad at names.
Elizabeth Hurley, her character.
Yeah.
That, but the interaction between her, like trying to catch him up with the times and stuff, and like, like showing how things have changed. I liked that a lot. That was a lot more interesting of interplay between the two characters than this is just like kind of the silly relationship stuff. Like, oh, he doesn't like me. It's not about you. Like, it just felt a little, dumber. But as a kid, I don't notice any of that. So it was like one of my favorite Austin Powers movies.
That is so fun. The beginning of this one too, the whole first film's relationship was like, oh, by the way, she's a robot.
Gone in a second. He's like,
and he's just over it.
But I think that's a poke at James Bond movies, because a lot of times you go into the next
the women
James Bond
are so
movie,
disposable,
and they're just like, oh, remember the whole story from the last movie? Bye.
Right.
Like, no, you don't.
Exactly.
Magic
that's
trick.
exactly.
It didn't happen.
That's the joke they're making.
Which is what they just did. Did you see the
these
recent
action
Bond?
movies where like every relationship is just sort of like
endable. Yeah. Did you see the most recent Bond?
Yeah, it's great.
So how it ends, obviously, he's like dead to some degree, but there's going to be another James Bond, and he'll be alive. He'll be a different guy, and he'll probably not even ever reference that happened. Apparently, he's not going to be someone who's ever had a kid. So like, they're just going to be like, oh, remember that story we told you?
Clean slate.
Story time.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Exactly. It's the magic of making movies.
So I like that Austin Powers does poke at that so much. And he talks to the guy and he's like,
I know,
his like superior's like, yeah, we knew the whole time.
Yeah. He just talks that. He takes a minute. He's like, why didn't you tell me? And then they just move on.
Would have been nice to not let me marry someone who
they just got married.
Human.
The honeymoon suite.
Oh God, so funny.
Man.
But wonderful. Wait. So we just got to our second looks, right? So Lou, do you want to say your second?
Yes. My second is same scene, but Austin Powers' outfit.
Oh my God, wonderful. I was hoping, I really liked that also. His blue.
Yes. So yes, to describe it, it's a blue brocade, like it looks like silk. It's looks high quality.
You know what it is?
Nehru
it's
style
like
jacket.
It's almost like a sherwani, and I only know that.
Oh,
or like an African suit. The only reason I know that is because that's my second look too. That's so funny. Yeah. That's my second look.
Oh my God. Two of a kind.
It's like this blue embroidered suit. And it's kind of...
Yeah, and it's like hip length, longer coat, and he's wearing it with this beautiful cobalt blue velvet pants, and then those like boots that he wears with the little heel. I love the whole outfit. Oh, and a blue turtleneck underneath. Solid blue. So I think it looks great on him. It's cut beautifully. It looks luxurious, and it's of the time, like inspired by that Eastern Eastern influenced English dandy style aesthetic.
Right.
Or maybe not dandy, actually. I don't know if you'd say. It's like George Harrison Beatles vibes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so like when
Eastern
the Beatles
influence.
were sort of looking at like I think mostly India.
LARPing.
And like sort of taking this sort of like embroidered, detailed,
colorful
fabric.
Color.
India aesthetic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool, and like I don't know, it's funny that he's sort of also wearing it too. Because it feels like a little bit of a divergence from his normal.
Yeah, it is. They're like, we already did that in the first movie. Let's have something different, even if it doesn't make sense.
You know what's interesting, actually? The costume designer was saying how he is this international man of mystery. So he travels everywhere. Right. He picks up his fashion. He collects his fashions from his travels. Yeah, and I thought that
explained it away. That makes sense.
Yeah, and but the thing is, Mike Meyers said, because he doesn't like the fittings and going to all these fittings, he's like, I would have been happy if I was in a blue suit for all 3 movies, or like the blue or red suit.
Listen, like Mike, we love you, but we are happier that you're not. So
yeah, this is not a movie of repeating costumes.
Listen up, Mike.
Listen. Do you know how many young girls watched this for the costumes in 1999?
Honestly,
it was us. Yeah. We were the ones.
2.
There were 2 of us, all right? And we needed you to go to those things, and we're grateful.
So grateful. So many outfits.
Damn, those are both your so that was going through it.
Number 2s, yes.
Okay.
Your number 3.
My numero tres.
If we scene match again, I'm gonna lose it.
Get ready, guys. I worry that we aren't gonna scene match this time. My number 3 is Heather Graham's silver look at the end in cute. The villain's lair. Yeah.
The capture outfit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wait, please describe it, because there's 2 that she wears in the villain's lair.
Well, I tried to find pictures of both, and I just went with the one I could find pictures of. It's where she's wearing that like bra-looking silver long quilted top and skirt, and the skirt's just kind of like barely fastened at the sides.
So it's like shiny silver. It's like reflecting the like red and sort of like concrete layer or like metal layer. Yeah.
And what you might not remember is in the first movie, when they end up at the villain's lair, they're also dressed in all silver. But it's like different silver looks, which also I think both of us picked last time.
Yes.
So this is my pick. I'm sticking with the silver villain's lair looks. I'm in.
I love it. I had this as an honorable mention.
Okay.
But I have another one, to pick instead. But this look, though, I'm happy we get to talk about it, because I love, like you were saying, the fastening details on the skirt, on the sides. It's also on the sleeve, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think, I love those little details. Sure. Super cute.
Cool. Oh. I can't see the side.
I think I saw it on the sides, but
I mean, either way,
I'll have to
wonderful. The action she takes in it is that she unfastens the middle and shows her boobs to distract some guard. And
right.
I thought that was really funny. And as a kid, I thought that was really funny. And maybe it's crass, but I am an adult and I thought it was so funny.
Yeah, she was thinking, quick thinking on her feet.
She's like, no, I'll distract him. He's like, we'll do this crazy plan. She's like, hold on, Austin. I'm a secret agent female and I know how to work with what I got.
Yeah. It reminded me of the like Indiana Jones scene when like the guy, he has like this sword and he's like flinging it around and it was like they're about to fight and then he just takes the gun out and shoots him.
Yes.
And it was sort of like the build up. It's like she did the same thing. It was like, you can do all this ridiculous plan or I can just show my boobs.
Yep.
Yeah. And he'll walk into the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
It has high boots too, I should mention. High silky boots.
I love the high boots. High boots and short skirts. I think that she has a Victoria's Secret like push-up bra built into every single outfit she's wearing.
Probably, but also she's got huge boobs.
Secret?
Oh yeah, she does.
Why Victoria's
It's just like that
the
shape.
most famous one, I think.
Oh
yeah.
Do they literally own like a shape of bra?
That's a good question. They may have patented it.
I'm sure they do have. Wow. Yeah, I'm sure they are patented. But
Bold
they just look like
move.
those.
It's just like really padded is the secret.
Round padded. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're talking about because of the shape of the boobs, Lou?
Yeah, the shape of the top and the boobs. But there were a couple, like her velvet dress too, the backless one, the one with the strands on the back. That one also has like the similar shape.
And her bikini is
Elma, I have a question about boobs. So when did the shift happen? You know, like the pointy to round.
I knew it. I read your mind.
What's happening with that? When did that happen?
The cones to the bubble.
Because I feel like even like the last what do you call the lead girl, Austin girl, whatever.
In the last movie?
In the last movie, I feel like there was a little bit more pointy vibes. And then in this one, I don't know. So it makes me think it's almost like guns. European versus American. Right. Those were the guns for sure.
Oh, yeah, those are the guys. Okay. No, that's a good point. European versus American, because I personally notice when I try on British, UK brands, they're more pointy. It's called the high apex kind of shape.
Whoa, that sounds like a tech term. That does not sound like a bra. My high apex bra. Okay.
Like sport, like racing or something.
Yeah. That bra is a top predator.
Let me fasten myself into my high apex. Oh, okay.
But historically, so like the pointier shape, I'm trying to think. Through the 1950s, it was still fairly pointy, and probably through the 60s. And then it got more relaxed in the 70s, no bras and free the nipple and everything. And then in the 80s, Jean-Paul Gaultier like made famous the cone bra, like a really pointy
the
cone
Madonna.
bra with Madonna and
stuff.
Oh
yeah. Madonna is like one of her.
They look like those things you chomp off your fingers, those little chippies.
Right.
So it's one of those pendulums that swings. Maybe we'll go to pointy in like the next
Boob
15
shape
years.
Trend is a pendulum. Wait, the pendulum. This is great. So I have a visual right now of a pendulum. On one side, it's very pointy. On the other side, it's very round. And then in the middle, it's like no bra on.
Natural. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that's kind of round and pointy.
Yeah.
Braless.
Exactly.
You get 'em both.
I'm a big fan of this pendulum.
That is so interesting to think about coming back. So
I know. I wonder. We'll see.
I feel like during this movie, what
very
was really
round.
popular was
very round.
I feel like in the 90s and the early 2000s, what was popular was just having like an unusual extreme amount of cleavage. So like, regardless of the boob size or shape, it was as long as it looks like there are little puffs sitting on top that are really like touching or close to touching, then that's what matters.
Yep.
Yeah, like you shouldn't have a chest, like the chest bone. You shouldn't have a chest as a girl. You should just have boobs there.
Yeah, women, listen closely. Don't have a chest bone.
That's how it felt in the 2000s, especially as someone, to use your terms, Lou, who's petite chested, especially in like 7th grade. I was like, I remember really noting that like you shouldn't have an exposed chest area according to fashion unless it had like a puffy cleavage showing.
Exactly.
Not cool. That looks standard. What is it called?
That is so
that works.
90s, 2000s. Definitely the giveaway
2000s.
when you look at her in the 1960s setting, her boob shape is a giveaway, I would say. Actually.
Dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Where were we?
Where were we? Number 3.
You're up.
Okay.
You're
My
up.
number 3.
Pointy.
Oh, okay. This is hard, you guys. I didn't know if to pick another girl outfit or a boy outfit. So I guess I'll pick my girl outfit. Okay. It's Heather Graham wears in a short scene in the lab.
I know what it is. The brown dress.
Yes!
Yep.
Brown and
Pull
white.
it up.
Like, I call it a cow print.
Yeah, cow print. And which is very
Is
Elma.
it?
Elma,
Yeah.
now you have to pull up your
so
cow print
me.
pictures from grade
My
school.
cow print.
It's mandatory. It is mandatory at this point for you to pull them up because we need to post them on the pod.
So it's a brown cow?
Okay.
Brown cow print?
This one's brown cow. Yep. And it's got a scoop
Oh,
neckline.
interesting.
Empire, like baby doll shaped dress with long sleeve mini skirt, a little bit of a flare. Choker. I love the choker with the symbol. And tall boots.
Yeah. Obsessed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
right.
cute.
So
right?
this is,
I think
so this is kind of like, this is like Texan, Southern, like
They're pulling
Americana.
the America into it.
Like, you know, she's a cowgirl,
Yes.
kind of
Oh
like,
my God, brilliant.
right? Because like she
That's
really
right.
represents
I didn't
like the
think
cool.
about that.
Yeah, I totally forgot that she's American and that's a whole thing.
Yeah, me too, to be honest. Yes, exactly.
That's
Good
cool.
pull.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just her hair, makeup, styling, and everything looks great.
Love
on
it.
point with the
Love it so
right,
much.
so cute. I would wear that today for sure.
So she,
same.
what is that thing in her hair that's like holding it back?
Maybe a pin.
Just like a, well, no, it's got like a, no, but it's almost got like it's almost got like a decorative.
Here.
Oh, yeah. Never mind.
You know, in the whole movie, she wears like massive amounts of extensions, like fake added hair.
Right, it's huge hair.
So it's hard. Everything is kind of fussed with. The hair is its own character in this movie. Let's be honest. It's like 60s hair in a 90s way, which is like, let's have a lot of it.
She looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks great.
Very bouffant, very huge. And then let's multiply it times 5 because it's the 90s.
Did you say bouffant?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Do you know what it is?
No, I have no clue.
That's a great word to not know what it means.
Bouffant.
It's like when they had, you know, those like old 60s looking things where they had like a poof of hair back here, like they did like bangs and a headband or something, and then
like this
have
weird
you seen those
sort of
like,
infomercials?
yeah, they have
for
the
the
bump
bump
it
its
we had in the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Oh my god, I love those so much.
Yeah,
The
I mean, I
bump
don't
it.
hate them. Like
Okay.
you got to use it if you want to get that look, but. Anyway,
my third
what's your
is
Treso?
So this is Heather, or
Heather
her name
Greeney.
Shagwell. She's wearing a sort of silky, sexy sort of. It's almost like wears like a romper or something, but it's a short scene. But it's got these shapes on it, and they're like filled in colors.
Describe to us the scene.
Oh man,
It's a quick one, right?
yeah, it's a quick.
I have
one.
a vague idea of what you might be talking about.
but
it's like is it towards the end you said?
I think it is.
Okay, I call it I think it's it's mosaic robe. Like it reminds me
Yes.
of
I
like
called
It's
it a
a
robe
mosaic
too.
robe.
Okay,
Yeah?
so that's
Okay.
how I was referencing.
It's a
Yes,
mosaic
I think
robe.
that's-
So there's
Yes,
like
that
the
one.
colors are filled in with blue, orange, and like white and green. Like I think it's overall green, which is my favorite color. And
Oh,
then it
secret
looks like
insight.
very comfortable, like silk and like
Yes.
Yeah.
and I don't know. I think she just like looks like really really nice and kind of like romance vibes,
Yes.
but also casual, right? Like very casual.
Easy and relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally that vibe.
She looks very comfortable.
Yeah, I called it definitely like mosaic. What the color palette though is it's bright but like
Yeah.
an interesting combination of colors. Like I can't place it, but it reminds me of like I don't know, like German art from like the 60s or
Exactly.
something.
Oh.
That's like
Yes.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know where I'm
exactly.
pulling this from, but
What is German
Yeah.
art from the
It's-
60s? You guys are intelligent and very cultured, let me just say.
Or
It's like,
just
okay,
very
so
vague.
you know, to be less cultured, you know, when kids like draw like lines in like almost scribbles, and then
Fill it
the
in.
intersecting parts
Exactly,
they fill
yeah.
in each color.
Yeah.
There's a whole sort of segment of sort of modern art where these sort of like very geometric shapes, you know, with these like really great sort of like color combinations, and like solids.
Yeah.
And it's
yes,
really cool.
exactly.
You know, I'm thinking this is very like design
Yeah.
person to pick, and
Yes.
I fully get that you picked it now. I love it. I also love it.
Also, the
I
fact that
just
she
wasn't
looks so
thinking-
comfortable.
Yes.
Like, she
Ooh,
looks-
Yeah.
silky
Yeah.
bedtime things.
It just looks like
Yeah.
it's so
You know,
soft.
I think overall, though, a lot of the stuff she wears is like a very relaxed, I guess because it's
Yeah.
the American casual kind of
Right.
vibe. Like
That's
a
a
lot
great
of the
point.
stuff
Yeah, could
she
be.
wears, I would feel like is very comfortable and easy.
Right,
like,
because
can
you have the
move in.
British
Yeah.
class sort of stuck up European, like all these layers and all this stuff, and then the
Tailor-
American
tailored, yeah,
loose, like comfortable, but also like groovy, like cool, like more cooler, or
I
like
feel like
of
it's
the
the
people.
60s too.
Yeah,
Like the 60s are
Also,
about like, well, the later in the 60s, obviously it's 1969. We're
Mm-hmm.
getting into the 70s where they literally get rid of their bras because they're like, it's not comfy anymore.
yeah.
So I
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's kind of
Exactly.
also of the time to be like, but what's a nicer, more comfortable way to do that?
Yeah, totally. It's definitely it's 1969. It's going through that shift right then. So
Yeah.
absolutely
And, you know, with
correct.
accessibility to different fabrics and different, being able to buy different types of things and make different types of things at the time, I feel like that all goes into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you guys want to do keeps and kills?
No.
Yes. I kill the segment.
It's done.
My kill is no more wire hangers. Okay, who wants to go first?
No more wire hangers ever.
That's my kill.
Oh my god. You go first, Alana.
Okay. My keep is the brown dress we were talking about.
Oh my god, cute.
Yeah.
I love it. I absolutely would wear that today.
Exactly. There were so many cute looks, and like, you know, it's so hard to narrow them down. So I just was like, which one would I be most want to like keep now? And I won't put that on my top 3. I'll just keep it. So I keep in the brown. That's my keep.
The brown cow. Cute.
Brown
love
cow.
It.
Blue.
My keep was Felicity's suede jumpsuit romper.
The first one.
Yay.
Oh my god.
Yes.
We were like opposite keeps and faves.
Hell yeah.
Sharif,
Yeah,
what's
I would
your
love to have that.
We're keeping or killing?
keeping? Up with the Kardashians.
So we're keeping one of the ones that
Anything in the
any
movie.
of them.
Any look in the move.
Oh man. I think I'm gonna keep the cozy
The Robie.
the Robie.
Cozy Robie.
Yeah, because like I feel like
Cozy Robie.
that's something like I would get for like a partner.
Well, yeah.
You know,
You should get it for yourself.
yeah. Ooh,
I love that thought process.
I appreciate. Now I have permission.
Permission.
I'm gonna wear this robe.
Or the matching boxers.
I would. Yeah.
It's a set.
I would like pants better than boxers in a silk, I think. But that's just me. Kills. Now we kill.
Kills.
I am going to kill. I'm going to pull Linda. My mom was on the podcast earlier. And she killed like a thing in the movie. And I'm going to pull one of those and kill Fat Bastard because of the fat shaming.
Wait,
Okay.
are you killing
Yeah.
fat shaming or
I
are
like
you
it.
killing Fat Bastard?
I don't think you can just
The
like
character.
it would be a little bit too perfect to just kill the specific lines that aren't great. I feel like if you're gonna kill something, you're gonna kill something. So I'm choosing to kill the whole character, which is a choice.
But then you don't get the baby back, baby
Yeah.
back, baby
I know.
back song.
I know.
Oh,
That's a choice.
man.
It's a hard decision, and this was mine.
Okay.
Y'all don't have to agree.
Okay.
I love
Live
it.
and let live.
I love it.
Live and let live.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm
Live
happy
and let
with
kill.
all of it, but I'm living and let killing.
No, that's live and let killing. I think that's super appropriate. I think that's perfect. And also a little bit of a cop out because you didn't pick an outfit to kill.
I could pick any of his outfits then.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Any of his outfits are chill with me to be the official kill.
He's
You know what's
Scottish
interesting about
Yeah.
outfits.
the outfit? Yeah, that kilt was the most expensive piece of costuming and
it-
most complicated to make.
Super interesting fact.
Because why?
Why?
I mean, was it custom?
Probably just, yeah, it has to be custom and everything to
'Cause
fit
he's so
his
big.
suit.
Yeah.
And just I can imagine just amounts of fabric and everything, like a lot of edge shaping to calculate. So yeah, she said it was the most expensive.
I wonder. I have to look at it more closely. I wonder if it's made out of a less heavy fabric because Mike Meyers would be dying in that suit.
Oh my god!
And I wonder
Yeah.
if they kind of like factored that in and tried to like find a light thing that would translate on
wonder.
camera to being the same type of. Curious.
I wonder, yeah. Yeah, I didn't look closely enough either, but that is a curious point.
Okay, what are y'all kills?
I wonder how much it
I'm
costs actually.
killing-
Yeah, that's actually a good question.
Yeah, I don't know. The article said they had a $30 million budget. I think that was for the movie though, and then they didn't say how much was allocated for the costuming, which is
Probably a good
quite
amount.
low.
I think because like it makes sense actually because it's like anytime you're gonna do like a whole fashion custom build of something versus like having mixing and matching actual
Pulling
pre-made
clothes.
outfits, fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, Lou, what's your kill?
Okay. So my kill
Muerte?
is
Is that right? Which one is the one that means kill, not like killed or killing?
not death or muerte.
Muerte? Whatever.
Do you know my last name means to kill in
Okay,
Spanish?
so Elma, what's your matar?
Matar?
Matar.
Mine is Felicity's second capture outfit. Do you remember what it looks like? I
need a visual.
Okay, so
you're killing it.
Did I send you a picture? Yes, because it's okay. So you know the thumbnail of all the pictures that like all the Felicity slides that you sent me. It's the bottom right, but it's basically this silver metallic baby doll nighty kind of dress.
The one when she's stuck in the glass case of emotion.
Yes. And it's like a duster. She has a long duster over it, kind of,
with like tinsel style. Where
tinsel.
It's like feathery,
that's the word.
Metal.
I was like, yes, I couldn't think of the word tinsel. Yes, it looks like tinsel, like Christmas decorations a little bit.
It sort of shines like
a diamond.
Oil on the ground shines.
Yeah.
Oh, the dress part.
Kind of
yeah.
I don't know what you call it. That kind of a material.
And I thought all of her other outfits were way more on point. That this was
completely
this
agree.
Looked like a little, this was a letdown. So for that reason, it's killed.
That was such a good choice. It was ill-fitting too. It was just like it was kind of blurry and hard to identify, as opposed to all her other costumes were like clear, set the scene, made a statement, made a joke on top of making a statement. And this one was kind of just like, what's really going on? Oh, just that. All right.
Okay, Chris.
Sharif?
Any outfits you?
I think I'm just gonna kill his boring red. The red one with the like poof, the white poof on his neck.
The classic.
The ruffles and everything.
The ruffles.
Yes.
It was just boring. It's not boring. It's like it's a flamboyant. But
well, we saw it in the first movie so much. It's like, okay.
Yeah, for sure.
And that outfit is making fun of a James Bond outfit, the George Lazenby, where he has a poof like that. But like George Lazenby wears that once.
Yeah. Like
James Bond wears that once. And to still be making fun of it as such a, I don't know, I feel like they could have found a different way to parody stuff.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Like moving on. Okay. So I get that. I feel like that's a great kill.
I think that's fair. Yes, totally.
You guys got mentions.
I have a few because there were such great small moments and just little fun costume magic tricks and stuff. Okay, so when I was a kid, that blue velvet dress that she wears when she's getting the sensual massage was such a big thing to me.
Yes.
And
when I was a kid too, I was going to say, just you started the sentence, when I was a kid this, and I was like, the blue dress and the reveal of the blue dress, like that was so big. That was such a big deal.
This is when they have the romance and then they're in the room.
She
and
unties
she's like
the back.
She's like on the bed and she's like, and he's like, she's like, can you give me a back rub?
Yeah.
And, or a massage? And he's like, a sensual massage? And then she sort of takes it and it's like has it fall off her. Yeah.
Like unties it to some degree.
Yes, in one motion. And I love costume trick moments like that where it feels, it's like a little wardrobe, not change, but transformation.
Yeah.
But looking at the dress now, I'm like, that's a lot of velvet.
I still like the
and
dress,
the fit.
But the front could be better.
The shape was weird. It was like too long, the waist, and then it fastened in weird places. It looked weird to me. But the reveal on the back was definitely memorable.
Killer. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes, killer. Okay, cool. Agreed. Wonderful. Valid, important. Give us another one. Hit us with another one.
Oh, yes, sure. Yes, I have a couple more. The Dr. Evil's glittery moon suit. Like,
yes.
His Dr. Evil uniform, but just silver glitter. Yeah, that was
a wonderful
awesome.
evolution, because his character,
he doesn't have variety, right?
Yeah, and he's meant to be kind of in the same look every time. And what a great way to keep him in the same look.
Wait, was that when he got the
new.
mojo? He drank his mojo? No.
It was after he was just... No, they were on the moon together, so they're like, well, we're on the moon, so we all wear silver. Duh.
Right. Because he doesn't have a lot of variety. He always kind of wears like the muted. It's a contrast.
Yeah, I think it's like his character's thing. He's like a Doug Funny. Like he just wears the same thing. But what a wonderful way to upgrade a wearing of the same thing. I love it.
Yes. I love
what does that remind me of?
And
is it like those pens?
Like tinfoil, maybe?
What are those pens with the like color that...
Jelly rolls?
Is it?
Maybe?
There's like sparkles in it.
Yes, it's jelly rolls.
There were jelly rolls. Yeah.
He's a silver jelly roll.
He's a silver jelly
my
roll.
God, I love it.
I love that. we were obsessed with jelly rolls back.
Oh, yeah.
That's like a middle school thing, right? Obsessed.
Of course. I feel like I want to be like,
90s.
raise your hand if you were obsessed with jelly rolls at some point in your life.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
I
wasn't
hope
just
everyone
like
hearing
us
this is raising their hands
Waldorf
around the world.
kids.
I'm going to do like the crowd. Like, everyone's
Everyone
raising.
Jelly rolls. Yeah, exactly. Okay, the last one I want to shout out is Austin's capture outfit, where he has also the silver quilted top, but he's got black patent leather pants on, or like fake patent pants on. Love that.
I don't remember the pants, and I don't have a picture in front of me, but the top.
Yes, the top looks great.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that it pairs with her. Like, I think the whole idea is they're like twinsies. I really like that they evolved. Like, they're going to do another silver look. They could have done something that looks so similar, but they didn't because of the texture. Like, they did the quilted fabric rather than just having a different cut that's silver. Yeah, it's like, a different texture. Genius. Brilliant.
Yes.
I feel like when they realized that, when they like found the fabric, they were like, oh, this is it. You know? Like, what a great way to solve that. Okay, next step.
Absolutely.
Is that your last menchie?
Yes, that was.
I have Noor Tsai
one more.
Okay.
Oh,
go for it.
Okay, sorry.
No,
I have
please,
just one more.
Please.
It's so quick. It's such a quick scene, but Austin Powers wears it right before he enters the photo shoot, where he's taking pictures of Rebecca Romaine, and it's a rainbow checkered suit. Did you see the picture?
Oh, yeah.
I sent you? Yeah, it's a pretty amazing like fabric and suit. I think it might have been an upholstery material, like a lot of the stuff was in this movie,
Right.
suits wise. But you only get a moment where he's wearing the full thing, and he looked great. I liked it.
I'm going to be honest. I think it's really interesting to look at, but I think it's ugly to wear. I feel like that's just too tight, too many colors, too much black as opposed to color ratio for me.
Uh-huh.
But it works.
It's like a Rubik's Cube.
It's like the style of the movie. And
What is
that.
it? It almost looks like a tinted glass, but like, you know, like there's like
it's a church
stained
wall.
glass
church wall, but it's
Yes.
all like
Church wall.
almost square circles, and then like the different colors of the glass with lights behind
But
them.
look at the pattern matching. It's incredible.
I mean, yeah, you know, what do you call
No, yeah, it's a crazy
craftsmanship-wise.
outfit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he's like doing the photo shoot. I don't know what they're like trying to like have his character like he always does these things where
do you know
he's
the
like,
movie Blow Up?
oh, where he's like,
He's being the guy
love
from
it,
Blow
yes,
Up, trying to be
show
like
me
60s.
more, growl like you're a tiger, and
Yeah.
then taking photos, and then he's
Yeah.
like, I am exhausted, or what does he say when he's done with photos?
And I'm spent.
And I'm spent. Yeah, that's
He
it.
does it a few times.
Totally. Yeah, 100%. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so my on men's, I'll just go for it, are one, I feel like we have to mention the white bikini moment, especially since they're both wearing
I forgot.
the white bikini.
So, yes,
I feel like that's a
love
few
it.
007s.
It
It's
is.
like all the beach
It's totally
scenes.
a play,
Like 007 almost calls back to itself because it's such an iconic thing.
Yes, we just talked about this like
Yes,
2
exactly.
podcasts
Oh,
ago.
really? Yeah.
No, not in a,
It's
in a good way.
awesome.
Like you're
Yeah.
on the same mental path as us. Absolutely.
Didn't they even have Halle Berry
Exactly.
do one
She did
of
an
them?
orange one, but it was still taking after
Coming
the
out-
white, and it was the
right.
same vibe, and it totally felt like a take. It felt
And it
like
was a fresh
it was one of the whites.
version of
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Such a great.
Exactly.
Very, very cool. So, of course, that's all there is to say. They're both wearing the iconic
So it's like a cream
Bond bikini.
bikini.
I think it's fully
White.
white. It's meant to
It's
be
white,
fully
yeah.
white. Yeah, and it's wonderful, and the reveal that he's also wearing it, and the fact that
Yeah.
they're wearing the same thing, and it's kind of like, oh, awkward. Wonderful.
We're wearing the same outfit, yeah. And I love when he's walking with the fins on, and he's just got his like chest out. And you know how you have to pick up your feet so high to walk
Yeah,
with
he has
fins.
to like wobble.
I was thinking that. I was thinking
Yeah.
like, I wonder if
It's
they
so
were
funny.
deciding
I love the
between,
visual.
yeah, if he should keep the fins on and have that be the gag of the way he walks, or
Yeah.
if he should take the fins off and just kind of walk more feminine. I remember I was thinking that to
funny.
myself because like those are the two directions you can go with that gag, right? I think I like that they
definitely
did the fins.
a choice.
What's cool about that is like the practical, you know, because like so much of these looks, it's like the outfits are like for show, but they are not practical and they like are fumbly, and so like to show the in between is pretty great. And like I literally went scuba diving this morning, and those fins, like there's no way to walk normally.
No.
It's like
no.
You walk backwards.
Yeah, the best you can get. Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah. Okay, I have one last on men, and I don't have a picture for it, but there was in the end scene where they're in like his hotel room or something, and she's like, "Hello, it's a party. I brought everyone from 1969 to 1999 or whatever." And that moment, everybody comes out. There's one girl who's featured more prominently, but it's still in a very busy scene, who's wearing like a tube short dress that's just blue feathers with a matching blue feather hat. I think there's some accessory that's blue feather, and it's just like she looks like a big ass puff. She's just like feather blue.
That's cool.
Vision. And I just was thinking, if they showed that more, like if I could have picked that because it was showed enough, I would have wanted to do something with that.
Is it almost like puffer jackets situations, or totally different?
I think it's totally different.
Yeah, okay.
Because the jackets are like, if you pushed on it,
I just mean like the puffiness.
I mean, it could be argued that
exposed feathers.
Aesthetic of being large is a thing, like the shape of it being rounded in the centers, maybe. But I think generally it's a pretty different vibe. It's like Marabou style feathers. That.
Yeah,
it's the very last scene. So if you do want to go back, anybody, you can. Sharif, you've got like in movie.
My call out is cheating, because like it's a boring outfit, but it's like my favorite character, funniest scene. It's actually short. It's Will Ferrell.
Oh yes. yes.
So Austin Powers like comments on his outfit. Because it's like he's like, "Do you remember me, Austin Powers?" And he's like,
"I'm wearing the
something
same thing."
Like he calls out like the fez on top of his head. So it's Will Ferrell playing Mustafa, and he's like sent to kill them.
And do you remember he's in the first movie also as Mustafa? When he gets in the first movie is the one where he gets ejected and he goes down into a thing and he's like, "I'm still alive."
Oh yeah, the fire pit.
And then this was, and they like it wasn't like a worse version. It was like a better version of the like I'm dying and I'm in pain. Yeah. And he can't die situation. Yeah. It's so good. He's like,
and Will Ferrell,
he's got this just like
kills it.
Silly, generic,
so good.
Flat sort of like long gray suit with like a red fez on. And
he's just like he's the sidekick in every every James Bond movie, like the one who's in the office meetings with him, his number 2 basically, but with a fez and sunglasses.
With a fez.
Yeah,
he's like the Arab,
he's like, I'm Arab
guy.
Now.
That's a specific character though from James Bond movies.
Right.
That's
totally.
Like feature very
Yeah. Oh man, that's
fez,
so. It is like the voice. It's like I'm in an extraordinary amount of pain. I'm gonna try and use my leg. It's like
Dude, Will Ferrell.
It smells like almonds.
Yes, I was gonna say everything smells like almonds in movies.
Wait, you guys know what smells like almonds is?
What?
I don't remember
blood?
what the physical ailment is. It's something.
I thought blood smells like almonds.
It's when something's going wrong with your brain, everything smells like almonds.
Oh, okay.
It's like when you have a brain tumor, everything smells burnt.
Oh.
Yeah, it's similar to that. It's like
there you go.
A smell that means you're dying, basically. Like if you're smelling almonds, you're like, okay, that person's gonna die.
That's
gosh.
I just thought it was hilarious.
It does sound hilarious. Also.
It does, yeah. It sounds hilarious.
In COVID, I feel like a lot of people like lost their sense of smell.
Well, it's the multiple. My mom told me actually that smell is the sense of like taste, smell, those like secondary senses is the most tied to brain function. So like if you are losing your smell, your brain health is kind of declining. Not in a like, I mean, it can be permanent, but also just in like a day by day way. You're like, oh, my brain's kind of slow today. Like, your brain nutrition isn't great if your sense of smell is really weak.
Can't smell.
Or if your sense of smell is really strong, you're like, oh, I've got really sharp brain function today.
Smell and hearing like super tied to
she said the smell is the biggest for the brain.
Yeah.
I know. That's what I said. I said, well, it's the
exactly.
most tied to memory. And she's like, oh, yeah, well, either way, it's the most tied to function of brain, like ability.
That makes sense.
It's so interesting. Careful
So
with
funny.
your almond smells, guys.
Yeah, watch out.
Well, do you have other moments you want to bring?
That's
the one, the killer.
Great shout out.
Love it.
Great.
Oh man, Will Ferrell, I just love him so much.
I do. He is our childhood
I
comedy
know.
I
hero,
love him.
and he's perfect, and he's an angel, and I need more, and I need like who's Will Ferrell for now? I need a now new.
That I really
Where is he?
am. We're missing
Or her.
culturally.
Where are they?
Yes,
an absolute
totally missing it.
lovable, joyful, funny.
Yes,
Like
lovable, joyful,
complete,
Silly.
does not
Just
take
like
himself
silly,
seriously at
Silly.
all.
Yeah.
Yes,
you know?
exactly.
And like he just like
who's so funny.
Yeah.
Because we have some of them that aren't so funny, and then we have
Right.
some that are, but aren't the lovable and the sweet part,
Yes.
and are a little bit like dark and stuff. Like,
like
let's-
hurts your
like
stomach
dark, yeah.
laughing.
hurts your stomach's laughing because they pick up on what the like culture is thinking subconsciously, and they say it in the middle of that moment in a joke, and you're
Yeah.
just like, oh my god, you picked it right out of my head, and I'm gonna die laughing.
And there's no holds bar in terms of like, you know, a lot of things
Ridiculousness.
age, or like you were bringing up of like certain things you look back, you're like, that joke is like cringe or whatever.
Yeah.
He there's no limitation on him because you know he has such a big heart and he's like a good person
Yes.
that he can like make
Yeah.
even like things that are
Yeah.
like, you know, you're not supposed to say that because it's coming from such a like a loving place.
Yes, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah, we desperately need that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever is producing stuff, I know that there are people like that, but
Or just
clearly
hire
they
Will
need
Ferrell.
to be how about a buddy comedy. He can have
Yeah.
a son
Do
and a
both.
daughter. That'd be wonderful. I would love that.
I guess another call out would be the honorable mention would be all of Seth Green's.
Wonderful.
He stood out.
Thank
He's
you.
so good.
Yeah, so he
And his
stood
clothes.
out.
I love his outfits.
He literally
So nice.
was
Yes,
probably
I love
the
his
most
outfits.
contrasted of any other character.
Yeah.
And I think he was supposed to represent young people.
Yeah, he's like the 90s.
In the 90s,
what
yeah.
In the
you call kids,
90s,
Totally.
like he was
rebellious.
us watching the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? He was the audience. And he was just skeptical and like angsty.
Very playing the straight man, like everything is ridiculous and doesn't
Yeah.
hit to my cool standard.
Right. What would you describe his outfits are? As like
90s.
90s like
I
picture shirts, but not really. But like
Those like Leonardo DiCaprio in Romeo and Juliet of the 90s type shirts.
Yeah.
Like just the like
okay,
cool,
kind of,
open,
yeah.
unbuttoned. But he wears it in like a band guy, concert goer guy kind of
Yeah.
way. Because
he dyed his hair.
By
One of
the-
them he dyed his hair.
Yeah,
'cause he's,
layers.
Like, punk a little bit.
lots of layers.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
so
he
90s. A little
yeah.
bit of punk, a little
Yeah.
bit of rebellion
The
in
hair,
general, a
nail
little bit of style.
polish.
Grunge, yeah.
Yeah.
All those bits
like
mixed together.
black nail polish and eyeliner.
Bordering on Hot Topic.
Anarchy, bordering on, it definitely goes to Hot Topic, doesn't admit it.
Yeah.
It might have been, I was gonna say maybe before pre-Hot Topic.
No,
I feel
it
like
was
it
during
was a little early.
because
That
I
was
was
in
getting
the
my
thick of
hair
it.
dye.
during.
I was getting my hair dye since like the 7th grade, 6th grade, and it was already a place by then.
The second Hot Topic opened,
Hot Taco?
Hot Taco opened, everyone was like,
Yeah.
it was like somehow people were still making fun of it the instant. Like there was no moment of
Yeah.
like, ooh, this is maybe cool. It was instantly not cool, but people somehow still like made fun of it.
Divisive from the start.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially because parents were like, I can't walk past that store. It's
Oh,
so
yeah.
loud.
Yeah,
You're
that-
like,
Yeah.
oh, mom, you're so old. But also, it's not that
Yeah.
cool either. So I wouldn't like be
It's
there.
a very mall. Spencer's and Hot
Very
Topic were like
mall.
just
Spencer's.
cringy.
Hot Topic still exists and is flourishing. Can we just
Are
take
you kidding?
a minute?
Is this a thing?
Yes, it's a
Flourishing
thing.
relative to malls
Flourishing-
crumbling in front of
Yes.
our entire industrial.
Because we have Hot Topic as it is. It's like the grunge Claire's at the moment. That's kind of like how it is positioned.
Grunge Claire's. That's good.
Right? But the Hot Topic made a second store. I don't know who made what, but the owners of Hot Topic have a second store that's like a sister store to Hot Topic. It's called Lunchbox, I think. And they basically take
Never heard of that.
Never heard
It's
of
a
it.
mall store. You got to go to a mall. So, yeah.
And it's like it's a gathering
Let
place.
me describe it. No,
it's like what is a mall?
It's you got me. You don't want to know. There's a lot of ceremonies there, and they're dangerous. So
90s
don't.
thing.
It's a 90. You don't want to be called a mall rat. Trust me, it's dangerous to your soul. It's a cult.
It's a cult.
This like
mall.
sister store lunch. I think it's called Lunchbox. It's Lunch something. Is like, so you know how Hot Topic, part of why it was so popular is it took like fandoms and it made things you could buy out of them. So like clothes and
they
were the first
items.
to like do pop culture
They were the first to do this, and that's why they were so big and existed for so long, and why they're still thriving, because they made a separate sister company, Lunchbox, that is just that. You go into
is it like Marvel's? Like they updated to Marvel and
it's
pop?
Everything they can get the rights to do that for.
Right.
So like there are a lot of Disney partnerships. They have whatever the new Disney movie is. You can literally go there to get the Halloween costume, but it's all at that same quality level that's like cheap in a good way, because it's not too expensive, but also cheap, like it's gonna break and not fit nice. But then they have like stuff too, like, you know, pencils and things you would get at Sanrio to be express your Sanrio fandom that Sanrio doesn't even have anymore, but they have it at Lunchbox.
Right.
All that kind of stuff is there. Like Gudetama, oh my god, Gudetama World is there.
Everything,
any movie that has like a fandom, they've got all the Miyazaki movies. They have all the Miyazaki movie stuff.
I know this shop.
Yeah,
I didn't know that's what it was called.
That cat, the big
excuse me, you don't remember the big cat?
Bus cat.
It's called Totoro, first of all. Elma could say it better. Totoro.
The cheap sort of outfits and like character stuff, like diametrically opposed cheapness is like Gap, right? Where they're like everything is
you're
solid,
saying Gap
boring.
is cheap or isn't cheap?
Gap is like
I don't think Gap is that cheap.
No,
I mean,
but it's
some
like
parts of it.
it's like
it's not expensive, that's for sure.
Well, I guess I'm more talking, I guess, maybe
quality.
like faster fashion quality.
I think
like,
Gap is a step above.
Gap is diametrically opposed. Like there's like solid, like
basic stuff.
Colorful, basic, normcore. And then they always tried to be like, we're grungy and like
that's literally all
tons
they sell.
of stuff
Zero
going
basics,
on.
only fandom.
Lightning bolts.
Yeah. Only if this fits a fandom.
Yeah.
And then if it doesn't fit a fandom, it will be at Hot Topic, which is like when you get the fingerless gloves that are long and striped that you wear as like, I don't know, a raver. I don't know who wears those at the current point in time, but they exist at Hot Topic. Yeah, anyway, that still exists.
Are those the ones where lights on the tips of your fingers?
They also have those.
Oh, yes, exactly.
I'm sure
those need to come back.
Bring them back.
Those are going to be my pandemic gloves.
Yeah. So I'm
all the lights on.
You're going to catch me next week in a very comfortable silk geometric solid like a green with gloves with lights on the tips of the hands.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I feel like you need a headpiece
amazing
to go with it.
I wouldn't even know where to start.
We'll see what comes up. We'll think of something. Yeah.
Okay.
This sounds like very Hawaii appropriate.
Oh,
vibes.
It does? It sounds to me like I can't. A child.
I'm joking.
To me.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like Eurotrash.
I really thought you were being serious.
I'm gonna be a Eurotrash raver in Hawaii.
Wear gloves with LEDs.
Right.
Fantastic.
Do we have any other commentary on the film?
The dick
I
at the end.
enjoyed it a lot.
The dick jokes are wonderful. I felt like that scene was iconic.
But also, like, it was like somehow they predicted that spaceships, like evil billionaires, were gonna make dick spaceships.
I think they predicted a lot. I feel like it was
really?
Some
like,
of those
seriously?
things were kind of predictable. Is that weird for me to say? I feel like that was kind of predictable.
How is it predictable that a billionaire is gonna build a dick-shaped spaceship and go shoot into space?
Yeah, the specificness of the dick shape.
They're
is
naturally.
Like huge balls, and like it's like it literally looks like the ship.
You're right.
Jeff
I feel
Bezos.
Like we need to share that on our Instagram. We need to do a swipe between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone's looking up, and it looks like a huge
Austin.
Like, what did they say? You know, like
looks
wiener,
like a huge
get your
Johnson.
Wiener.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Penis, the male sexual organ.
Little prick. That's my favorite one.
So good.
My only final comment is I felt like they did a good job of feminism in this movie because they're showcasing Felicity Shagwell. She's really has a very similar character, as we already mentioned, to Austin Powers.
Love.
Yeah, but she's like sexual and
she
about
owned
it.
her sexuality.
But like
that's
more,
a really good call.
Of course, but more importantly, none of the other characters had moments where they shamed her for it. Because often in these movies, like if there's a character that owns her sexuality and she's fine with it and comfortable and happy about it, that's great. But then the characters that surround her will be like, she's a little much, or like, oh, she's doing that again. Like they will shame her for it.
Right, where
but
like
in this
the
movie,
guys are like, you're supposed to be like, oh, like
or
drooling over the women
a
and
lot
like
of other
gawking
women shame
and like
too. Yeah, totally.
And then but the women are like, you're supposed to be like prude and pull back. And,
exactly.
But she was like very much like,
yeah,
I'm feeling it. I'm horny. I'm hot. I'm sexy.
Yeah.
Like I want this pleasure. Yeah.
And it was only encouraged. Sure. There was never a moment where it was shamed, and it was encouraged by some people. Not in like a because I want to bed you necessarily, but like people were just like, yeah, like responding to her as though that's a positive way to be, and we're into it. It's fine. Like that, I felt like, you know, in hindsight,
it's sad that that's revolutionary, but it's a really good call out.
It's sad that it's still revolutionary, which is the more. It's been what, 20 years?
Yeah.
More than it's been 23 years.
Right.
Guys, come on. But I felt like in hindsight, looking at this movie, the really bottom line reason why I liked this movie so much is that I like that freedom of expression without it being shamed. Yes. Like that was my number one reason why I gravitated toward this. That's why I liked this one better than the other ones. I mean, the other ones are great, but this like hit me in a certain specific personal spot in my heart because this feeling, someone who's always been a dancer, the being shamed around sexuality and how you express yourself with your body and clothes has been such a constant in my life. That like these moments are so big and important and healing, and it makes me just, you know, when I was little, I was just like, I love this movie and I don't know why. And now I watch it and I'm like, that's why. That's 100% why.
You know what I think helps it too? It's so true is like the fact that it didn't feel like they were actually trying to make some sort of a didactic or feminist. It wasn't a big deal. It was literally like, it was just the story and it was the narrative and it was funny. And it was cool. Like the character, she was genuinely cool. They weren't trying to like teach a lesson or something. It was just, she was very cool. She owned her sexuality. She was like pursuing pleasure and she was just a badass.
Yeah, I love it.
And then that creates cultural norms and trends where people are like aspirationally, cool. I didn't know women could be like that. Let's be like that.
That's exactly. My childhood self.
That's cool.
You're speaking my baby mind thoughts.
So yes, she definitely had the cool factor that the previous Liz Hurley character was missing.
Yeah,
I feel
you know,
like she was gorgeous in her, and she had her own. Yeah, exactly. She had like more the smarts and the proper and the she knows how to do everything, kind of get things done, girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked how this one. They did just make different characters out of the two girls from the first one to this one.
Yeah.
Yes, I loved Heather Graham.
I feel like unfortunately though. My perception was that Heather Graham was really, I don't know if pigeonholed is the right word, but like shamed a lot about being this like stupid blonde who's sexual, like in culture from pretty much from this movie onward. And I think that's a lot of the few parts she's gotten. And when I look back in hindsight,
they wrote it for her. They made her that. Yeah. I mean,
sure. But when I look back, she's actually a really good comedic actor. She's a good actor in general. She's maybe great. Not like, I don't know, the top of the top, but I've seen her in more serious roles that she's like totally excelled in, been wonderful. And it makes me feel like, man, so all of that rhetoric I felt about her was totally just the media being uncomfortable with a woman being sexual without the shame in characters like this. And so they had to call her like stupid. She's got to be really stupid. She's playing these roles because she's just an idiot actress. No brains.
Like
too sexual. She shows her boobs. Are you kidding me?
Any woman that would be like that, you're into that.
Must be an idiot. Exactly. So it's like a double-edged sword. Like watching this movie as a kid. Totally. Garbage. Garbaccio. Watching this movie as a kid felt so redeeming and wonderful, but then hearing everyone talk about it afterward in like tabloids and stuff felt the opposite. It was like, oh, just kidding. You get even more shamed if you do it. So, you know, just the very true realization of what was going on.
But it moves the needle forward.
It does. Either way,
it pushes forward, you know?
Worth it, important.
Because it creates the conversation, it creates the aesthetic, it creates something to model after, even if you're going to get that. If it's not criticized, it means you're not doing anything interesting.
Right. And it's just the whole, you just need to pay attention to the part that feels good. Like, if the way she was in the movie feels good, don't listen to the critics being a dick about it. Let it be the empowering thing. Leave it there. On and onward.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Any other thoughts?
It. Yes.
My guys and gals?
I'm excited to, watch all of these and
Me
see
too.
how, studying
Compare.
them. Yeah, because not just the fashion, but the cultural context is so fascinating because they plug so much stuff of the time in there. And yes, it's really fun to look at it with today's eyeballs because I haven't seen this since I was a kid for most of them.
People should really,
super excited.
That's a really good point. Like, people should actually just take time to watch some of these movies, like the full length movies. Like, I feel like you, from this vantage point and just the commentary, the points that they're making, it's somehow still relevant and fresh and interesting. And then you can rewatch it and the things that work, the things that don't work.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that in these movies.
I feel like that's something we've really learned from just doing this podcast, how helpful it is to go back and find the reframe and understand things from that current perspective.
Yes, the reframing. Yeah.
And to even just seeing why things resonated or didn't, being able to understand that in hindsight.
True,
is
yeah.
So,
yeah.
I feel like it's magic. It just feels like such valuable intelligence.
It is. Because you see how things were pushing and pulling and culture was moving things the same way that it's happening now, but we're unable to sort of identify because we're in it. We're too in it.
Yeah, exactly.
But as rewatching it in retrospect, you can actually see how things pushed forward and how some of the characters and who quoted and what was funny, how those things shaped kind of what we talk about.
Totally.
Our culture. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And on the light side, I'm really interested to see how the clothes change. The first movie was Austin Powers came out in 97. The second one that we just did is 99, and the third one is 2002. And I'm really curious to see what the slight differences will be between those three. They're really compact years. They're
Me too.
I consider them all Y2K fashion because I think fashion was really unique in that specific era as opposed to later in the 2000s or earlier in the 90s. But it's still really different.
So 99, the cutting edge at the time was the Matrix, right?
Matrix, exactly.
And these game changer type things.
Yeah.
So 2002 was this after the .com bubble. It was after 9/11. It was it's going to be a different. It's going to be a totally different thing. So that'll be super interesting.
The world had a shift between those two for sure.
Huge shift.
That'll be really interesting. And I love that they have Beyonce in the third one because they're great, we'll bring some color into this. I don't know if that was conscious or not, but either way, thank you, universe, for making that happen. This isn't just a whitewashed movie anymore. Wonderful. Because currently, what is it? The first two movies, it's very whitewashed, and we even have Will Ferrell playing an Arab.
I love that. No. Hey, I'm Arab.
Wonderful.
I seal of approval.
That's true. You can give it approval.
I am giving it a 3 thumbs up.
You have a one
Roger
Arab
and Roper.
3 thumbs up.
For Will Ferrell playing.
Roper.
Shit. He's not taking any Arab acting jobs. Take it. It was so good.
Color him. There was no
but
brown face.
literally
it was play. It was
the only diversity, jokes aside, was the
Scottish.
The Scottish is not that's.
No. It's
fat
not really,
bastard.
It's really not diversity.
Yeah, but the actual diversity was this sort of cliche sort of Charlie's Angels, her
girls.
sidekicks, the back row. There was a black girl, there's Asian and
and we were still in the mode of you can have the Fanta girls, have the different raced girls that are you have a whole mix of wonderful different women, but they can only be side characters. They're only in the background.
It was very much
girl's the white
side
one.
character, ancillary, But it was also. But it was also America is this melting pot diversity. I think that's also what they were doing with that because
hopefully I
CIA
like that
backup.
Totally.
But it was very sidelined. Is very generally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully the third one, all I remember is it's Beyonce. So there's some diversity. Let's see how they treat
Beyonce and Japan I think we're gonna get I think it'll be good. Yeah, I can't wait either.
All right, next week. Can't wait. Great. Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you for listening to all our audience members. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Sharif. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Sharif. Thank you, Chris. This is so much fun.
Sharif, where can people find you if they want to follow and see your fun reels? Just gonna say it.
I love the reels.
He does great reels, guys.
Me and Alana are about to
make
push out a bunch of great reel content.
My God, I can't wait.
That too, yeah. I'm honored to be able to create with you. As a real person.
Sharif Matar on everything.
As a real person.
Sharif Matar, S-H. Okay, I'm going to start not being able to.
SHARIFMATAR.
There you go. That's it.
On everything.
On everything. Go follow Sharif. Enjoy his reels.
He's busy.
And if you go and see his reels, please comment that you came from us because we want to have the pride of saying we're the ones that introduced you to these wonderful reels. Please. Thank you guys again. Thank you everybody so much. I'm in a grateful gratitude mood today. We'll see you next week, and we'll be covering the third Austin Powers. So if you want to get ahead of the game, give it a watch. If you want to see pictures of the outfits we talked about on this episode, they will be up on our Instagram at Dressed to Kill Pod. And we have a Twitter still at DTKPOD that still we don't have much communication on, but we would love to hear you. If you want to come over, we're there. We're watching, we're listening.
Thank you guys.
Thanks,
aloha.
Chris. Bye, aloha.
Mahalo.
Mahalo. And aloha.
Bye. Aloha.